is out to sea.
When I moved back to Chicago in the 90s, I got turned on by this vibrant jazz scene, and turned on by Patricia Barber and Kurt Elling and all the great jazz players in this vibrant scene that is so ripe with electricity and ideas and passion here in Chicago, as it continues to be a very vibrant and fertile ground for new ideas and composition.
I enjoy Blanche's songwriting because it's very uncommon. She hears music in a unique way and then composes it exactly as she hears it.
I remember going to the Green Mill once a week, sometimes twice a week, and these ideas and inspirations would come through, and I'd be writing on napkins on the bar, and then, you know, hurriedly going home and finishing the song and finishing the words and the melody.
Blanche's music I really appreciated because each song had sort of its own unique vibe and space. So as a musician, creating a part for that, it's really a fulfilling challenge. You know, this song needs this energy or this density or this vibe.
I grew up listening to jazz. He played Ella Fitzgerald and Mills Brothers and Louis Armstrong, and I remember mimicking them.
There are a lot of good musicians and a lot of good singers, and I think that it's more important to be a good singer with something to say and with something unique. She embodies the vibe of each song. So I appreciate that about Blanche. It's something unique. It's something worth listening to because it doesn't exist necessarily in other projects.
I remember Blanche came in one day and just asked me, why don't we explore some ideas together, composition potentially, just see where it goes. And so I remember Lonely Avenue came through really quickly, and it was just in a way wrote itself between the two of us. It just unfolded very naturally together.
Lonely Avenue was composed in about 15 minutes, and I had it recorded, of course, and took the recording home and wrote a couple extra verses and played it into the keyboard, and it translated into sheet music, and essentially we're a new songwriting team. Bobby Lewis, trumpet player who played with Frank Sinatra and Peggy Lee, did an extraordinary performance for Lonely Avenue. And his trumpet playing, it really evokes being on this lonely street.
I think on the recording you can hear each song has a very unique little space sonically, and that's really beautiful.
Being in the studio together with Blanche and the other musicians was so enjoyable. It was a great collaboration.
I feel really honored to be writing jazz, and so blessed with the incredible talents of John Moulder on guitar and Jim Ryan on piano, Rob Kassinger, who plays with the symphony on bass, and John Deitemyer on drums, who performs with Patricia Barber and many of the jazz greats around the world.
Blanche's songs are really fun to play and work on. Whenever you do a project for someone who has a vision and who has their own unique take on music like Blanche does, you gain, and I gain, you know, another level of empathy, musical empathy.
Oddly enough, when I first decided to record these tunes, I thought about Dr. Kaw and Craig Williams, who recorded the Fill in the Blanks records from the 80s group that I was in, who were on MTV. We were the ones that first on MTV. And so I went online to check his site, and wouldn't you know it, but here it is. Dr. Kaw has recorded pretty much every great jazz artist here in Chicago. Kurt Elling, Patricia Barber, Alfonso Fontanelli, you know, you name it, Karen Allison. I mean, there they are, everybody. And I laughed, I said, wow, this couldn't have been better.